Can I do it without the mask? I feel ridiculous. What? You're already recording? Okay. Hi, my name's Ian Roy, and I'm going to read a short excerpt from my new middle grade novel, The Girl Who Could Fly. The Girl Who Could Fly is about a girl named Olive Hanson and a secret she and her best friend Con discover about Olive's grandfather. This secret has to do with something that happened to Olive's grandfather on an island off the coast of Iceland during the Second World War. Without giving too much away, the secret involves flying. In the passage that I'm about to read, Olive thinks she might have discovered something useful in her grandfather's notebook, and she wants to discuss it with Con. But it's the middle of the night, and she can't exactly show up at his front door, so she decides on a more extreme option. Chapter 13. I sat on my windowsill with my legs dangling outside. I had on the panda mask Con gave me to wear as a disguise. I felt ridiculous. But Con had a good point. If someone saw me flying, at least they wouldn't know it was me. No, instead they think it was a giant flying raccoon, which is what I really look like. In my head I imagined myself pushing off the ledge and then gliding up and over the yard. It seemed simple enough, until I looked down. Something flew past my face. A bat. As my eyes slowly adjusted, I saw a couple more of them flitting over the yard. They looked like shadows against the almost black sky. I took a deep breath and counted down from 3, 2, 1. Nope, not going to happen. I climbed back in and crept downstairs and to the back door. Goldie nuzzled against my leg in the dark and almost made me scream. He meowed and crisscrossed around my legs. I rubbed his head to quiet him down and then gave his food bowl a tiny little shake to distract him. Outside, I waited for my eyes to adjust to the darkness in the backyard. Once I could see, I did my countdown again. 3, 2, 1. I ran and jumped into the air. There was a split second of panic before I caught myself and flew up and over the fence. I had butterflies in my stomach and my heart was knocking around in my chest. I took a few deep breaths to calm myself down. Okay, I whispered into the mask. You've got this. But I didn't quite have this. I was almost cartwheeling through the air as I tried to steady myself. I banked right and tried to fly through the lane, but I was ricocheting off the branches on both sides. I rose up higher and higher past the branches that were whipping me left and right. Once I was high enough, I tried again to steady myself. It took a lot of effort and concentration to fly. But once I was above the trees, it was a little easier. For starters, there were no obstacles in my way. I just had to make sure that I didn't soar too high or too low. I had to keep my arms out and use them to turn because as soon as I brought my arms to my side, I'd start going down. In that way, it was kind of like swimming underwater. But there was a breeze and I could fall to my death at any moment. Do birds know how lucky they are? I flew over a few of the neighbors' houses and then banked a hard right over Con's yard. As I flew past the tree where this all started, I got a knot in my stomach. I tried to steady my breathing. Focus, I told myself. I thought I could just land on the roof outside Con's window, but as I got closer, I lost my nerve. I circled his house a few times, like a plane waiting to land on a busy runway. I kept pumping myself up to do it. You can do this, I whispered. You can do it. But then I'd circle again. Finally, I slowed down as much as I could without falling out of the air and flew down to the sloped roof outside his window. I tried to land on my feet, but that was not happening. I ended up dragging my feet across the roof for nearly a meter before tumbling to a stop. I couldn't tell how much noise I'd made, so I stayed completely still and listened in the dark for a full minute. Once I was sure that I'd not woken anyone up, I crept over to Con's window and knocked quietly. I was about to leave when I heard a sound inside his room. Con pulled back the curtain abruptly and shone a flashlight in my face, or rather, in the face of the panda sitting outside his window. Seeing the mask, he let out a muffled yelp. I quickly pulled the mask up and showed him that it was me, as if it wasn't obvious. He let out his breath and put down the flashlight to open the window. I saw then that he was holding a baseball bat in his other hand. Yikes, I said. You don't mess around, do you? I don't usually have people knocking on my bedroom window in the middle of the night, he said. Sorry about that, but I need to run something by you. I have a theory.